everyone, welcome to the next video in this series of fruit colorings. This is from Small Victories by Johanna Basford. We did the oranges from this guide photo here, and we're going to be doing these blackberries. I've just folded the page a bit so we can fit it in shot today. So let's come in nice and close, and then I can talk you through my ideas. Now, I took this photo. It's basically I stole this photo from a website, and we're going to use it as a sort of guide. I can't fit the leaves in very well. I like to keep my picture fairly near the middle because my camera focuses best in the central area. So what we can notice about these is they're slightly different to these, obviously. There's a sort of pile of them. We've got these, the leaves look sort of earth green yellowish, but I noticed that each of the veins of the leaves, let's put it in the middle so you can see, is a bit darker than the rest. So we can put that in when we colour. Now notice about these, although they're black, they're reflecting a lot of light. Now we can put this, they seem to, each of the little individual circles is reflecting a piece of light on each side. Now we don't have to do it like that, we can just do one little piece of reflected light. And down here, look, this little one here, can you see it's a slightly redder than the rest? And they aren't black, they're slightly dark purpley. They're not exactly black, so we can note that as we colour. So we'll keep them there as a little reference as we go. That's the easiest way for me. So I am going to start with the we'll start with the berries. Now I've obviously got a black that I will be working with, but they're quite bluey, violety, pinky, sort of reddish. So there's a mix of colours in there. So I am looking actually at my red violet as my starting place. So these are Polychromos. That's what I'm going to be using for this whole page, because we're going to need a lot of shades. So I want a big set of pencils. I need some sharp points. I am just going over all of the berries in this colour. Now I realise these are white dots and I'm colouring right over. Now we can use a white gel pen to make our white dots, but actually because I am colouring this so lightly, if we do leave a white dot on our next sort of section of colour, it might not look that pink, but it might work, it might not work. We can use a white pen if we need to. Okay, so there is my starting place, just a little bit of red violet. Now I'm going to use a more violet colour, but I'm quite tempted to use a blue violet. Sorry, let's put it down so you can see, because these look quite bluey to me, but it might just be me. But I'm going to give it a go. Now we're going to start to put some shape to each of these bits is a separate piece of the berry, or a separate berry, I'm not quite sure. And I'm going to think about where I'm going to make my white or lighter section. So I'm going to go around the edge and leave a little bit like that. Now I want it darker on the very edge than the centre. And I ideally want to fade my colour so that it's more intense on that edge and a bit lighter as I come in towards that middle. It's quite tricky. These are the bigger ones. It's going to be even harder on this small one. But I'm just doing what I can. And, you know, not worrying about it too much, because we've still got other layers of colour to go. Probably one, but maybe two or three. Who knows? I don't tend to plan, you know, how much I'm going to do. We'll just see how it goes and how it looks, really. Little one is a little bit tricky. Do our best. Something I noticed very much about this photograph is that we can really see each sorry, let me move my hand so you can see each individual little circle very clearly. So that's what I want to make sure we can. In here it's drawn for us, so that's good. And ooh, suddenly started raining really hard. One of my boys is home, the other one's at uni, and he might get wet coming home, but I don't know, he might grab a lift with his dad. He's quite lucky because his dad isn't too far away, but he's trying to work, so I think he prefers working at uni because he hasn't got me nagging him, and to be honest I prefer him working there too, and then I don't know if he's not. But he was using the library, and he said, he'd messaged me and said that he had figured out something. He was doing his programming and it wasn't working. He said he's figured out where the problem is, he's just now got to work out how to fix it. So that he's getting there, which is good. I don't know whether he's using the books or whether he's just ended up using his brain, but either way I'm pleased for him. There we go. I mean, obviously that you can now start to see, compared with this one, that each of these individual, don't know what they are, seed, I guess they're fruits, I don't know, is getting some shape, and we're going to do the same here. I think I went for a walk after lunch, and I think I timed it really well. As I came back, it was starting to rain, really, this sort of really heavy, big blobs of rain, you know, but not really fast. And I was just putting the bins away because it's bin day. And I tend to put everyone's away, partly because they're all blocking our drive, but also blocking other people's drives. And I just think I'll quickly put them all away, or as near to as I can. I don't like sort of pulling them past people's cars, things like that. I get nervous. So I put them, you know, tuck them out of the way so when people come back from work they won't run them over. Whoops, now I've got my black, so we're going in for the black. Now, as I pointed out, this one here is quite red. I haven't done that here. I've made them all the same sort of colour. You could make one a bit redder if you wanted, but I'm just gonna... Now we really want a lot of black on the edges and a bit less as we come out to the sort of central area. Just give it a sharpen, because we want to show, the light shining on my pencil, I'm struggling to see, we want to show the shadow in between each of these sections. I wonder whether they've probably got a name. And as you can hopefully see, now, oops, pressing too hard. Now, those pink, where we mark that pink, it does actually look quite white because it's like night outside. It's really dark. Wouldn't surprise me if my son decides to get a lift home rather than walk to the train station in this rain. It's pretty nasty. I was speaking to my parents, they live in the town where he's at uni, which is, I don't know how far it is away from here. It's a half an hour train ride. I've got no idea. Yeah, they said they had kept having lots of heavy rain there. I don't think they'd been out today. They were making Christmas cards. And my mum does the sort of designing and most of the work, but she was just looking for an insert piece. So I don't know if, I'm sure quite a few of you probably make cards. A lot of people who do colouring make cards, because a lot of you are really arty crafty, unlike me. I can't cut straight or anything. Anyway, I'm trying to really get into that gap. Anyway, she's making cards and she wants this sort of insert part for the inside, which always looks really nice when she does that. And she was looking for some designs online to use. Apparently she gets some sort of magazine, card making magazine, and they usually have some, but she's used the ones they have. So can you see, it's, you know, it's not photorealistic, but it's certainly similar. Now if you wanted that higher shine, you'd have to put some white pen on top of those white bits, but I actually quite like it a little bit less white, but that's just my personal preference. So doing the same on this one, yeah. So they were looking at different pictures they could use. And my mum is good at the arts and crafts, but not good on the computer. So she was, my dad was searching for her for the different pictures, and she was saying, well, she was basically saying no to all of them. I think they found one in the end with the snowman and outside a house and lights, and it sounded really nice. And but then they had to get it the right size and things like that. So yeah, it was there we go. Now let's have a go with the greenery. So we used, I think we're going to end up using really similar colours to the last one, but if you look, they are quite similar. It's a bit lighter. So I think I'm going to start actually with the May green and do, whoops, there you go, and do May green all over. I can't keep that in shot, hang on. There you are. So do May green all over, and then we'll bring in a darker colour to do these sort of stripy bits in there. Now I've got a lot of blackberry videos, but I never, oh maybe once, do a raspberry, and they look the same. You can't tell which is which when Johanna draws them. It could be either, but I just like colouring blackberries. I think the reason is because I don't have a raspberry coloured pencil, and not that I have a blackberry coloured pencil either, so I don't know. It's a bit of a poor excuse, isn't it? Right, let's go, whoops, oh, dropping my pencils, hang on a minute, sorry. I am going to use this one. This is the Chromium Green Opaque. Can you see that at all? Maybe you can. And we're going to darken this up a bit. We'll come back with another layer of May green at the end. So I know it's very pale. I'm just sort of getting started really. So here's my Chromium Green Opaque. I'm going to start here and thinking about putting some shadow here where the leaves are overlapping. And the same in there. Here just at the bottom. So I bet any of you who are card makers probably haven't had much time for colouring and probably making cards madly. Well, madly sounds a bit rude. I think you know what I mean. But no, I buy cards. Not, as I say, I can't even cut straight, so it would be a disaster. Right, because of the stripes we've got going on, I'm going to go over the top of here and bring these right to the edge. We can just use Johanna's lovely drawing as our guide. There we go. And now I'm going to go back to my May green and put a darker layer on because it's too wishy-washy. So here's the May green again. Ooh, I wonder if you can hear the rain. I think my camera microphone is quite good at not picking up the external sounds, but it's quite heavy rain. So I'm just going over everything in more layers. I'm still trying to make sure that it's a bit lighter in the areas I want lighter, but that it's got a bit more going for it really. That's it. And I am going to go back over those leaves with the Chromium Green Opaque in the on the stripy bits because I don't think they show up very well. They look a little bit different to in the picture, but that's okay. There we go. So there is our picture, there is our leaf. Yeah? So there we are, all done, I think, for that one. Oh, sorry. Let's pop that in the centre so you can see it properly now. So those are our blackberries. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm going to leave that there. They're a little bit out of proportion to our orange and particularly to our pineapple. But hey, we'll have a go at the pineapple tomorrow, so that'll be interesting. But for now, thank you so much for watching. I do hope that you have a super day and happy colouring.